Ken Trahan along with Lenny Vangilder for SportsNola.com on Monday, October 31st. Happy Halloween, one and all. Of course, it was a nightmare in St. Louis yesterday for the Saints, who just were awful in every phase. I just don't know what else to say about that performance against an awful football team.
What may have been 8 days ago the most complete performance of the Sean Payton era was followed up yesterday by what may have been the worst performance of the Sean Payton era. How do you explain it? It's the NFL. We've got a lot of college football fans in this part of the country who can't understand why things happen the way they do. The fact of the matter is this. The difference between the best team in the National Football League and the worst team in the National Football League might be 2 touchdowns. Well, on a given day, that can get made up by a lot of things. And simply put, the Rams were the better football team yesterday.
Yeah, I get all of that. Still the block punt, the interception before halftime, those 2 things were 14 points and changed things. And then, of course, the pick 6 toward the end. But listen, the Rams were clearly a better team. They did everything better than the Saints. And what was really troubling, many things were troubling. The Saints couldn't run the ball against a team that can't stop the run. The Saints threw the ball poorly, didn't get separation with their receivers. The Rams clearly were determined to take away Jimmy Graham, and no one else was able to step up and make plays on a consistent basis or get open. And then, of course, defensively, Steven Jackson is the only guy you have to worry about, with all due respect to Brandon Lloyd. A.J. Feely's the quarterback, and you can't stop Steven Jackson or slow him down and make him the focal point of your defensive effort?
Yeah, it's all alarming, to be very honest. In all the areas you think that the Saints had a huge advantage over the Rams, in none of those did they take advantage, if you will, of said advantage. And it's troubling. And these clunkers are going to come out every once in a while, and ideally they've forgotten about it already, and they've moved on to get ready for Tampa Bay this Sunday in the Dome.
Well, Sean Payton told the truth. He said they were flat, and he said they were bad in all phases and need to be better in all phases, and took responsibility, and I commend him for that. He's right. And the Saints, of course, will likely respond in positive fashion and play great against Tampa Bay in a revenge game, in a bounce-back game, much like Tampa Bay did against the Saints after their embarrassing loss at San Francisco. Who knows? We'll see. Of course, this is the week, LSU-Alabama. We have features on the site every day from Christina Pink, Ed Daniels, Lenny Vangilder, myself, Tommy Chrysan, Al Dupuis, you name it, we've got it. And listen, I don't know. We could go on and on about this if you want to, but I think Archie Manning really had a good point in his piece with me, and that was that this is going to be an old-fashioned football game. This isn't Texas Tech football, as he called it. This is old-time football, 2 teams that want to run the ball, play defense, and in a game where a punt's not necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly. And I mentioned on Friday, the one thing that probably, if you want to see this game again on January the 9th, the one thing that you probably don't want to see is maybe a 10-7 kind of game. But at the end of the day, that may be what we get. It may be that kind of 10-7, 14-10 kind of grind it out, not a lot of flash and dash out there. You're going to see a tremendous amount of speed on the field. There's a lot of NFL talent, and I know Al will get into that in his blog this week. But, man, it's a toss-up. If you got to give anybody an advantage at this point, it's Alabama for home field.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only, right now, separator between the two. But Archie kind of likes the LSU quarterback situation over the Alabama situation. I kind of agree with him in that particular aspect of the game. And ultimately, it's likely going to come down to which quarterback can make a play and which quarterback can avoid turnovers. It really will be fun. And, of course, the hype is going to be incredible all week long. Not much to say about Tulane. They played well for a while and then succumbed at East Carolina. Ho-hum, right?
Yeah, same old thing. And Tulane is now officially off the bowl list at 2-7. What we had a feeling was coming has now happened, and you have to wonder, can they win another game? SMU, Houston, Rice on the road, and then Hawaii. I'm not sure they've got another win in those 4.
A lot of rivalries in high school football this coming weekend on Week 10, the final week of the regular season, where everybody positions for the playoffs starting the following week. And, of course, this past weekend, big win for Jesuit. They were terrific in a 42-21 win over Rummel, and they are a legitimate threat in 5A. Of course, you can watch Sports Nola TV Monday at 6 p.m., and you can watch a profile on the McMain Mustangs. They're on a big winning streak and heading to the playoffs. And also read about our Prep Player of the Week. And I know you'll enjoy hearing about him and reading about him. He's from the North Shore, I'll tell you that much. That's a tease for you. And, of course, Week 10 of the prep football season on the original on WGSO 990 AM, and with the only scoreboard in the state that gives you everything all the time, all night long on Friday night, Thursday night for that matter as well, and on Saturday here at sportsnola.com. Did I get it all in?
I think you did.
All right, that's not bad. All right, for Lenny Vangilder, I'm Ken Trahan for sportsnola.com. Have a great day.